Fans of Dave Chappelle will want to flock to Netflix Tuesday to see his new comedy specials. CBS This Morning co-host Gayle King got a rare opportunity to sit down with Chappelle and spoke with him about life, comedy, and his decision to host Saturday Night Live.
Let's talk about Saturday Night Live, what that meant to you. You know, there was speculation, is Dave going to do it? Is Dave going to show up? Will he really be there? And you came, Dave, but you didn't decide until the last minute, it seems, that you were going to do it.
Right. Well, one of the reasons was because I knew once I decided that I had to show up.
Yeah.
And it was like I didn't know if I was up to making that strong of a commitment. It was a perfect storm of circumstances that made me do it. Lorne Michaels is a genius.
Yes.
So Lorne had decided that he was adamant that I do the slot after the election. Mm-hmm. I want you to do the first show after the election. But the decisive factor had a lot to do with the Tribe Called Quest.
Their new album was coming out.
Right. There was a week, a few months prior, where we were all together, and it was a sad occasion. It was Phife Dawg's funeral. Phife had passed. We all went to the Apollo for his funeral. And the next day, you know, we went to Q-Tip's house, like, to pay respects. Mm-hmm. And it was a really warm night. You know, Jack White was there, the RZA from Wu-Tang, and D'Angelo. It was a real eclectic room. And that night, oh, and Kweli was there. Mm-hmm. And the significance of Kweli is that Kweli had called me one night, and he sounded weepy on the phone. Mm-hmm. And Kweli, I don't know, you don't know him. Talib Kweli is a very button-up kind of guy. He doesn't get very emotional. I mean, he laughs and smiles, but he, you know. And he sounded emotional. I was like, yo, what's going on? And he said, I just heard the new Tribe album. He was really moved by it. Mm-hmm. And that night after Phife's funeral, late in the night, Tip played some of the album. And it was real moving. Yeah. And hearing Phife's voice, and it was a powerful night, you know. And then, unbeknownst to us, the night we were all together, Prince was doing his last concert in Atlanta. Wow. And Andre and everyone, we were all there. A lot of us had tickets to Prince's show. Mm-hmm. But because of the Phife thing, it was like, we'll just go see him next time. Mm-hmm. And there never was a next time. So the album had this idea that we're all getting in an age where we lose one another sometimes, you know. So when Q-Tip decided to do the show, he said he wanted me to host. We had talked about it before, but he was very emphatic, and he goes, Dave, this is the last Tribe album ever. Yeah. And that was the tipping point, you know. Like, well, you know, if you really want to honor someone's legacy, you know. So
that was it for you?
Yeah, I knuckled up. So I really do credit that phone call from Tip.
Yeah,
I called Lorne after that, and I know Lorne thought that I was probably bullshitting, but I was pretty resolute. Mm-hmm.
Are you glad you did it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, there's things I've done, like that tour where I got booed in Hartford. You know, that was a tough tour, but I was glad that I did because it got me touring again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's as bad as it was, as bad as that night was. I remember, like, oh, that's not a big deal. This is not what I'm running from.
You didn't take that personal?
No, I mean, I didn't enjoy it, but it's just like, it happens. It's just all part of it. Mm-hmm. And the key to getting over it is just getting over yourself. When you get over yourself, you can do so much stuff. Mm-hmm. I hope Donald Trump was watching this. If you can get over yourself, you can do so much.
Mm-hmm. You're saying don't take yourself so seriously?
Yeah, you know, we get these narratives in our mind of how our lives should go and how things should play out. Mm-hmm. And there's all this heroic music in it and all this stuff, but sometimes Keystone Cops, sometimes I'm the idiot, sometimes I'm the fool, sometimes I'm the villain. So you get over yourself and then you can actually get something done. And that's what I learned from that. I learned that again on Saturday Night Live.
And on Monday, you can see more of Gayle King's rare in-depth interview with Dave Chappelle only on CBS This Morning. And you can watch his specials on Netflix on Tuesday.